Hi guys, welcome back to GP Reactions. I hope you're well, hope you're having a great day, and yeah, a huge thank you to anybody that has subscribed, because essentially I haven't really recorded anything for about 5-6 weeks, and the reason for that was, to begin with, I had a cold which coincided with me actually posting stuff I had pre-recorded, and then after that my headphones went on me, and then after that I had a technical issue that meant that the internal microphone drivers weren't working on my laptop, so it kind of really just kind of kettled my head, and the cold that I had actually lingered as well, so most of the time I was kind of feeling exhausted, and somebody gave me some really good advice. And I'll drop his name at some point because I want to give him a proper thank you. But he said, it's about the inches, not the miles. So sometimes I get a bit overawed with the amount of reactions that maybe people have asked for, and I try to do a few at one time, and then maybe that kind of lasts me, but then I have to have a few hours to do the whole process and stuff, so I'm going to try and I guess the message in that is, do a couple a night rather than trying to do loads at once. However, today I'm feeling pretty good, so I'm going to do as many as I can, and once I stop enjoying it, I get a little bit tired, then I'll stop. So yeah, where are we? Going to be reacting to a track that I've never heard of. It's by New Order, a group I have heard of, and this is apparently an original version of a track called Ceremony. Now, according to what I'm reading, this was released, I don't think it was actually released on an album until 1987. It was written kind of between New Order and also Joy Division. So it was written by Ian Curtis, sadly passed away. I think he may have passed away in 1981. And yeah, written by Ian Curtis and Bernard Sumner. That's kind of mostly all I know about it. It was I guess, a commercial success for New Order. It reached number 34 in the top 40, UK top 40, and it was released around the 14th of March 1981, so I'm guessing that would have brought it around about now, I suppose. A long time ago, that was 1981, is that 42 years ago? So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. This is an audio version, but apparently it's the original version, so hopefully, I'm not sure if this was actually written and produced at the time of Ian Curtis being alive, so I don't actually know who's on the vocals of this, but I'm guessing hopefully I'll be able to tell the difference between the two. So yeah, without further ado, I'm just going to dive straight into this to have a listen. Also, I've avoided reacting to a live version. I think I think certainly New Order, I think I reacted to a live version of Feels Like Us. Now, I wasn't overly impressed, and so I want to really react to a studio version. Even if it's the original, I would rather react to that than a live version, I think. Not that I didn't enjoy watching them live on Top of the Pops in 1983, even though they said themselves that they were pretty awful when they sang Blue Monday on Top of the Pops. I actually really enjoyed that back in the day because it was different to these the mimed versions of music that a lot of bands did, but anything back then that was live was fantastic. And it was around about time of the Tube as well, which was amazing, and you started to respect the fragility of live versions by certain bands, and also the polished performances by other bands. So yeah, without further ado, this is New Order, Ceremony, original version, 1981. Yeah, already it kind of feels like the New Order that I probably recognised a bit more from the from the later part of the 80s. Well, so not the latter part of the 80s, but a couple of years on from this. Great guitar. Yeah, I'm loving it so far, and I think that is, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that is Bernard Sumner on the vocals. I think that's who it is, and I'll tell you why I think it is, because my limited knowledge of Ian Curtis, he's got slightly deeper, is it resonance? Bernard Sumner's voice is slightly a little bit lighter, I feel. I wouldn't say weaker, but just a little bit lighter. Maybe it's slightly weaker, but it sounds like he's sort of bringing in that vocal, similar to Ian Curtis, maybe just to keep a continuity with the style it was written in. And I'm guessing because it was written by Ian Curtis, I could be completely wrong. This actually could be Ian Curtis singing. So what do I know? But so far, I'm really loving this. It doesn't feel too forced. There's something quite melancholy about it, but as also quite whimsical in that it's not too dark. And let me just take that back a bit. Yeah, it's really, really cool. So it was a New Order with a ceremony, and that was the original version apparently, and that was really really cool. I really enjoyed that, and there was the feeling I got from that was it was the riff I think that went through, and was that a bass? There's like a bass line going all the way through that. It just it. The thing I like about New Order songs is that they they take you to the edge of darkness and just kind of sort of hold your attention there, but they don't take you right into the depths of. Even though some of the stuff I sing about is quite sometimes quite dark, quite deep, and it's almost bordering on mania and like quite depressive subjects, but they never quite allow the music to drop you down with the lyrics, if that makes any sense. So the guitars always just keep that little bit of hope floating above the lyrics, and that's what I really like about them. There's always that sense of like hope. But what I loved about the riff all the way through this was that even though the story, I'm not really entirely sure, it sounded like a very kind of reflective narrative about maybe breaking up or life or death. But it just kind of, even when that ended, it was like they were saying that with the music that even though that narrative's finished, you're not going to lose that feeling for a while. We're not going to allow you to suddenly become happy or horribly sad. We're just going to sort of keep with that feeling, and and that's the thing I like about New Order. They generally kind of like the music generally reflects those moments in life quite accurately. That when you've had a really really bad time of things, you don't automatically just like, hey, I'm happy again now, that's finished. You just kind of stay in a very flat feeling for a long time, and far be it that the music in this case isn't flat, but it doesn't necessarily say, okay, you're going to be either very depressed or very happy, but we're just going to sort of hold you there until the end of the song so that you have time to kind of take it in, and then you can move on when the song's finished. And I really like that about this band. Like I said, I wasn't sure 100% whether it was Bernard Sumner singing or Ian Curtis, and I think it was Bernard singing. So yeah, I mean, it's just a really really nice track to listen to. Very it kind of took you into a different place, and it wasn't a bad place either. But let's have a read of the lyrics, I think. I'm sorry I didn't have a breakdown of his band, and I'm having like a mental block today. I can't see the faces. Is it? I'm going to throw a name out there. Is one of them Peter? Is it Peter Hook? Maybe. I don't know. And I can't think of the female member of the band either. The lyrics. This is why events unnerve me. They find it all a different story. Noticed whom for wheels are turning, turn again and turn towards this time. All she asks is the strength to hold me. Then again, the same old story. World will travel oh so quickly. Travel first and lean towards this time. Yeah, I think the idea of traveling, it feels like a transition, maybe either from or through a relationship. It's quite hard to define, slightly ambiguous. Oh, I'll break them down, no mercy shown, heaven knows, it's got to be this time. Watching her, these things she said, the time she cried too frail to wake this time. That sounds quite dark, that sounds like death, or maybe looking back, or maybe kind of metaphorically, or maybe you're watching, being aware of your own death, possibly suicide. Oh, I'll break them down, no mercy shown, heaven knows. I've got to be this time, avenues all lined with trees. Picture me, and then you start watching forever. Forever watching love grow, forever letting me know, forever. Avenues lined with trees, that kind of sounds like that sort of thing when, you you're going to a place, you're traveling to a new place. So it kind of feels like, I hate to say, it does feel like suicide and death or suicide. You're watching the person that you shared your last days with. Maybe she's, watching you dying. It's hard to say, but those are the feelings I generally get from this song. Yeah, and if this was written by Ian Curtis, hope that this wasn't like prophetic lyrics to maybe his own demise. I'm guessing. I don't really know too much about Ian Curtis, so I don't want to speculate as to the state of mind he was in before. I believe he took his own life, so which is really, really sad. He seemed like quite a powerful force within music, well, growing force within music, and it's music always takes the people that are most interesting way too soon. So that said, I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed everything about it: the riff, the guitars, and the bass, the drum line, and everything about this song was really, really cool. I'm so glad I got to listen to this, and I don't remember it from 1981. I mean, it reached number 34, but I wasn't really, I was pretty uncool back then, and I only started to enjoy cool music, I feel, around about the summer of 81. I became very aware of likes of Duran Duran, just things that were kind of essentially within my friends group was considered cool. Wasn't really aware of other groups like Japan or I enjoyed Depeche Mode when it first came out, but that was very poppy stuff. Bit of REO Speedwagon. I was into ELO a little bit back then. Yeah, it was a great time to be alive, 1981, and sadly I wasn't really cool enough to indulge in bands like The Order. So, guys, please let me know what you think about this song, about this track. Maybe if you can shed some light on what it's specifically about, and also maybe if you can confirm or correct me if I got the lead singer's name wrong. So, yeah, till next time, take care of yourself and have a fabulous day.